ב-29 בנובמבר 1947.
Biggest mural in Tel Aviv, 300 square meters. I think nobody in the project did something like this before in Israel.
The idea was to do it with, not as a professional artist, as they used to do in the past, to do it as a workshop, to put the emphasis over the process and not the result. This is the first time that they're doing it with youth.
You want to ask yourself, what do I want to paint? Or where will I find the idea to what to paint on this specific wall? So usually the answer is where the wall is. And for us, the wall is the wall of the Jewish Agency, and it's the entrance to Tel Aviv. It's like a gate to Tel Aviv. So we got the idea to do a map of Tel Aviv.
The location of this mural, it's in a tapestry that's very typical to Tel Aviv, that mixed the history since the end of the 19th century, the beginning of Tel Aviv with the Templars, and we see the 60s, and then we see over there the high-tech buildings.
Using youth that come from different places, from the east and from the south and from the north, from high class, from low class.
It's a teamwork. It's not, you don't do it by yourself. You don't go and do a mural painting by yourself, because it's a big thing.
I think this is much more important than the result, and much more important, it's the obligation the teenager get to a project that other people from the whole city can see it, can respect it, and they create it by themselves.
Sometimes they look like they're so lazy and they don't want to do anything. They just want to go out and hang out and do nothing. And when you make them to feel so interested about this painting, and when you see them, they stay for hours and paint. So it's really satisfying.
You can see mural paintings since the caveman, which is our master, and it's been around for many years. It's almost one of the oldest jobs in history.
We can maybe put or define it as an environmental piece. It's art, but it's also design.
For us, it's important to do a painting that will open up people. Usually people are very busy with work, with security, with financial worries, with many things that they become closed. And the purpose of the mural painting is to open people up for a second during the day when you pass and you see something very colorful that tells a story and you can identify for a second with it. We have 32 pieces here, and we had 12 students, so each one did 2 or more sketches, and then we located them here.
They did it all on the computer. So they took all the little sketches, they scanned it into the computer, and they took all of the sketches and they built a big plan, okay, for the whole wall.
The process was that each student took a camera and went and took different photos around Tel Aviv.
Those snapshots actually were the base for all this wall painting.
Each student had a piece of the mosaic of the streets, which was very specific, and he did the sketch in this piece. Then we took all these pieces and we put them together. After we finished working in the studio, we rolled all these canvases and then we put them on the wall in a technique which is called marouflage. It's a sticking of the canvas on the wall so that all of this will be one piece in the heat of Tel Aviv in the very hot time of the year.
It's different, it's colorful, it's against the gray or the white of the other building, so it's pay attention. Everyone's gonna look at it.
We can see here the Bauhaus buildings, and then we have in the background the skyscrapers. And this is basically a map of Tel Aviv. Inside we have different paintings of the students. Here we have a symbol of the Dizengoff Center, and we put inside Dizengoff, which was the first mayor of Tel Aviv. We have here a boat which represents the immigration to Tel Aviv, to Israel. There were waves of immigrants that came through Jaffa, and this actually symbolizes something very important in the history of the city. And here we have Herzl, which wrote Alt Neuland. If you read Alt Neuland, you can see exact descriptions of how Herzl wanted the first Hebrew city to be. So it's an answer to something that was visualized many years ago.
Because it's young people, actually teenagers, that more involved in daily life. So you can see a lot of clubs, beach activities, parades. There is the protest, the famous protest after Rabin has been murdered. So there is this Kikar Rabin where you see all the people protesting. So all kind of pieces of this city.
It's not every day I get to work with such big scales that we usually don't work with. I mean, when we're kids, we usually work on small pages and small canvases comparing this. I am happy that I did it. I feel proud that I did it.
It's special to be your paint, your art is on the building, that everyone can see that. It's really fun.
It's basically for everyone, and it's not something that you go to a museum and pay for a ticket, and it's something different. It's something that it's for everybody.
Yeah, I was waiting for this moment, so we can see the final work, the result of from a sketch, a little sketch, to those kind of scales.
Is there a goal, like one big goal behind this work?
To do more. This is the goal.
What do you mean?
To make the city more colorful.